And for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening, City Council, Mayor Burcroft, Treasurer Page, Deputy Clerk and audience. Hope everyone had a great holiday. This is the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Wednesday, December 27th, 2017. At this time, we will take roll call. Councilwoman Abdo. Here. Councilman Barton.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth. Councilwoman Webb.
Here.
And Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum this evening. Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. Number 3, petitioner. Number 4 is the chairperson's report. 5 is the mayor's report. 6A, the clerk's report. 6B is the treasurer's report. 6C is boards and commissions report. 7, public comment. 8, unfinished business. 9, new business. 10, communication. 11 is warrant 17-24. And number 12 is an adjournment. And a motion be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Roscoe for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes. Excuse me.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Webb is yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's Christmas, I guess.
It's okay.
Motion approved.
Number 2 are the minutes. Item 2A for approval are the minutes from the regular council meeting held on December the 11th, 2017.
Move for December the 11th, 2017.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo for approval of the minutes from our regular council meeting, which was held December 11th, 2017. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Agenda item 2B for approval are the minutes from the open special meeting held on Monday, December the 11th, 2017 at 6:30. Was proposed changes to the noxious weed ordinance. At 7 o'clock was a public hearing regarding the CDBG proposed projects for 2018 and 2019.
So move for approval of the minutes for the open special meeting and public hearing on December 11th.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley for approval of the minutes from our open special meeting, which was Monday, December 11th. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
There are no petitioners on the agenda. Number 4 is the chairperson's reports.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. At this time, the chair is going to recognize Reverend Willis.
Thank you so much, Brother Chairman, and to our mayor. God bless you. Thank you so much, and to our council people, to our clerk, and to our treasurer, and to all our new elected council persons on board this year. I'm grateful for the time you've given me. I want to thank our clerk again for sending me that text because I had totally forgot it. I have a bunch of kids down at Wally's Bar and Grill. They're not at the bar, they're at the bowling alley, to make that clear. They're at the bowling alley at Bar and Grill on our youth night out tonight. We didn't have Bible class. We took a bunch of youth there, so they are bowling. And I'm in the midst of my bowling. I'm having the best game possible because I had bragging rights on Sunday morning when I get to church when I beat somebody. But then she got that text, and that text just messed my game all up to be there. But I'm grateful that you allowed me to come, and I'm grateful that you reminded me. Thank you so much. I'm coming to you again this year, as I come each year, asking you for no fee permit to be able to have for the Martin Luther King celebration. Of course, each of you know that we feel very strongly that Romulus puts on one of the best Martin Luther King program in this entire area. I know that we're not as large as the city of Detroit, but our program is much, much better. We have our program that does not just consist of the walk, which most program does. We have the walk, we have a breakfast, and then we have a ceremony. So we have a full ceremony for him because of the work that he did. And Mr. Mayor, you always there with us walking. Last year, Brother Wallace, you walked with us, and you wanted me to remind everybody, but you made the walk, and so just a blessing.
I didn't walk last January because of,
Year before that.
but I'll be back.
All right, and I know Mayor Pro Tem, he always walked with us, and others always walk with us. But this year, we actually, a great time, a little bit earlier during the year, this time is coming up, and we want to ask for that permit, that we may be able to start the process rolling of getting it taken care of. We got a great theme this year, Mr. Mayor, and I know you'll be proud of our theme this year, and it's called Unity Has No Colors. And that's what we're trying to look for. Unity has no colors, and we want to push that across, not only just the city of Romulus, but across the state there. Because unity, there is no color in unity. And when you come together, unity doesn't matter. And that's what he stood for. He stood for unity, and we looking forward to having each of you participate with us, and you that are there in TV land, come out and be with us. We really want to make this a big event. We want to really show how what he's done for us and what we have lined up for him. We got a great lineup, and the Rotary's putting our pancake breakfast on again. We thank God for the Rotary putting that on again, and the committee has worked so hard trying to make this possible this year, and we are moving fast. But we just need your help with giving us the permit that we'll be able to, no fee permit, I should say, make that fee get in there, that we may be able to continue this work as we've been doing. So that's why I'm here before you.
Somebody do a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we issue a no-fee permit for the Martin Luther King Day celebrations on Monday, to January 16th.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb. It's for a no-fee permit for the Martin Luther King Day walk. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mayor. And I hope every one of you had a great Christmas, and I pray to God you have an excellent new year. Most important thing, stay healthy and be prosperous. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Excuse me, through the chair. Council, we need action with regards for the road closure. So we need you to adopt a resolution so that we can have a road closure permit.
Can't we
This-
just include that in the original one?
We can, it just wasn't stated, just for the
Okay, well,
minutes.
part of my resolution will to work with the police department for the road closure. Are we coming up Wayne Road again?
Yes, sir. Coming up Wick
We can wait.
to Wayne, and then we'll do what we have to do to the county, let the county know about the Wayne Road part. We'll get that taken care of.
And my support still stands.
Okay, thank you.
If I may,
Sure, go ahead.
if I may. Robert's rule, you've already made that motion, you've already taken action. You would have to rescind that motion in order for it to stand. So the best thing
I
is
take
just to.
back everything I said. So
But you'd have to go through the whole roll call. So the best thing is just because, and the reason it's necessary, we have to submit that resolution to Wayne County, so it's not just an in-house thing. That resolution, a formal resolution, must go to Wayne County in order to properly close the roads. So there's some layers here to the steps, so I apologize and no disrespect, Councilman Wadsworth. So if council, if you would be so kind to just adopt a resolution just for the road closure permit. That's a separate resolution, if you wouldn't mind doing that, please.
Okay, so Wadsworth did, and it's okay with
Correct.
Ms. Webb.
Yes.
Okay, roll call. Mr. Wadsworth?
yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope all of you have a great, great, happy new year.
You too. Thanks a lot. The chair gonna recognize Ms. Roscoe, Councilwoman Roscoe.
Okay, I have two different memorial resolutions tonight. The first one is in memory of Nancy Lee Moore. She passed away on Thursday, November 23rd.
Support.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth for memorial resolution. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
Mr. Barton, if I could just interject something, I would like to thank all the people that donated. There were numerous donations in Mrs. Moore's name to the Romulus Animal Shelter, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth.
The second one I have tonight in memory of Earl Mishling. He passed away on December 1st, 2017. Get support for memorial
support that?
resolution?
Somebody- Who supported that? Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo for memorial resolution. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Chair recognizes Councilwoman Abdo.
Yes, I'd like to ask for a memorial resolution for Miss Gail Fraley. Miss Fraley was a teacher in Romulus for 30 years. She taught at just about every level. She was also a former Romulus resident. She died on December 15th. Her memorial will be January 13th.
Support that.
Thank you.
Motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Webb for memorial resolution. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion is approved. With that, that concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, City Council, Treasurer, Clerk, Deputy Clerk, and audience. No quote tonight. I did want to thank all the electeds and those who came out. At 7 o'clock, we had a swearing in for Director Kevin Kraus, who's over Fire Services and Emergency Management. We welcome him to the team. He'll be a great addition to our leadership team. Happy New Year to everyone as well, electeds and those at home. I do have some action items under my report I'd like to go through. The first of which is item A. It's a recommendation that came through Roberto Scapitici, our DPW director. And this is a reimbursement, by the way. This is the final payment of, so it's to concur with the administration, approve the final pay estimate, number 8 for Wick Road, Phase 1, Great Lakes Water Authority, 48-inch water main installation project. The total amount, $193,204.78, which is 100% reimbursable by Great Lakes Water Authority.
So moved, Mr. Chairman,
Support.
reimbursement from Great Lakes Water Authority.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, pay estimate number 8 for Wick Road, 48-inch water main installation. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. Next is item B. This is required by the state and also came as a recommendation from Julie Albert, our assessor, and it's to concur with the administration and adopt the attached resolution for the City of Romulus poverty exemption. This is for 2018, and it's to be used by the Board of Review to approve or deny poverty exemption requests.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Roscoe, this to concur with the administration and adopt the attached resolution for City of Romulus poverty exemption for 2018 to be used by the Board of Review to approve or deny poverty exemptions. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. Next is item C, and this is a recommendation that came through Kevin Kraus, our new Director of Fire Service and Emergency Management, and it's to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached clinical site agreement between the City of Romulus Fire Department and Emergency Medical Training Center, which will allow emergency medical technician students from EMTC to shadow with the Romulus Fire Department as part of the state-required clinical contact hours for the EMT program.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb, for clinical site agreement contract with the Emergency Medical Training Center. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next item is a recommendation from Lynn Conway, Purchasing Director, and Kathy Ritter, Assistant DPW Director. And this is a request to concur the administration and award ITB bid 17/18-08, and that's to the lowest, most responsive and responsible bidder, Great Lakes Power and Lighting, for emergency on-call as-needed electrical services for the City of Romulus Department of Public Works at an hourly rate and materials and equipment pricing submitted along with their bid for a 3-year term ending December 31st, 2020. And those funds have been verified and budgeted. They will be coming out on an as-needed basis out of the general fund, building, ground, water, and sewer contractual account.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for ITB 17-18-08, 3-year contractual services agreement for emergency electrical services.
I support that.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for ITB 17/18-08 3-year contractual services agreement, emergency electrical services. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Webb.
Yes, but I do have a question for the mayor.
Okay.
You say this is an emergency, on-call, as-needed electrical services?
Correct.
Does this mean if ICE is on the lines, or is that still DTE? Does this mean the city buildings or itself? Is
Correct.
the city
It's
buildings?
for the city
and-
buildings and grounds.
Yes, and grounds, okay.
For emergency on-call, as we can bring them in, we just have to go through the process to bid it, to have this contractor in place. So if it's work we can't do, we can bring them in to help for building and grounds.
Good, thank you.
The motion was approved.
Thank you, council. Last item is a request that came through Lynn Conway, Purchasing Director, and Kathy Ritter, Assistant DPW Director, and that was to concur with the administration and waive the bidding requirements for the purchasing ordinance and authorization of the 26-foot step van for the City of Romulus Water Department at a discounted rate through the State of Michigan M-Deal for Cannon truck equipment. The amount's $158,000. Those funds have been verified and budgeted out of the motor vehicle capital outlay.
I'd like to make that motion to concur with the administration and waive the bidding requirement of the purchasing ordinance and authorize the purchase of the 26-step van for the City of Romulus Water Department at a discounted rate through the State of Michigan M-Deal from Cannon Truck Equipment in the amount of $158,000.
Support, and I have a question.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for the ITB 17/18-19 26-inch step van for water department. In discussion, Mr. Wadsworth.
If I could, to the mayor or to Bob, this went out for bids and you didn't get no bids.
This, we're allowed to, but this is
Fine.
part of the state bid requirement, so we actually meet requirements by using the state bid as well.
All right, fine, thank you.
Ms. Webb, yeah.
Yes, I also have a question, but I see purchasing is not here. I will vote for this, but I want this to be a one-time for you to bring something before the council for us to waive as far, because this is, the purchasing, that is an ordinance. So I don't know how council can just up and waive an ordinance.
Well, this
I don't
actually has been done
understand that.
past practice. We can waive the bid process, and by being part of the state bid, we're actually allowed to do that. That's what being in those group bids allows you to do.
I understand that, but they should have had something in our packet to, to let us know that this is what's going on or something, because when we start waiving the bid process, I hope we don't have a lot of other items coming to us under the state. I just,
If I could respond, Mr. Chairman, there was, I apologize, there was a memo that was included from Lynn Conway detailing that process, and I don't anticipate a lot of these, but it will happen, and most likely again, so, sorry if you had questions on that or concerns, but
I have a question also. Sure. Am I to understand this went out to bid and we did not get the bids? That's why we're doing this? Okay,
Right.
yes.
thank you. Just wanted to
And it
clarify.
made sense to go through the
It
state
does.
program. And
But
Steve
I-
Hitchcock approved it, and it's, but I can't guarantee it won't happen again in the future, just to be clear.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
yes,
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes,
Ms. Webb?
yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Thank you.
It's the clerk's report. Agenda item 6A1 for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 1718-17, E-Course and Binding Road Construction. This budget amendment was introduced at the council meeting of December 11th, 2017.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'll make that motion for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 17/18-17, E-Course and Binding Road Construction.
I support that.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Tally for second reading and final adoption of budget amendment 17/18-17, E-Course and Binding Road Construction. Ms. Abdo?
Yes,
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Okay, thanks.
Agenda item 6A2 for second reading and final adoption is the amended ordinance, Chapter 62, Water and Sewer. And this amendment to this ordinance, Chapter 62, was introduced at the council meeting of December 11th, 2017.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for second reading, final adoption of amended ordinance, Chapter 62, Water and Sewer.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth for second reading, final adoption of amended ordinance, Chapter 62, Water and Sewer. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
it was in, you had a question, Ms. Williams?
Yes. To the mayor,
He left. He had
is
extra
anyone
business.
aware of, the question was asked to Abby Atkins about not turning off water, residents' water, unless it was payment or water main break. Did anything change? Because I don't see in here where it changed.
Looking right now.
what section are you referring to, Ms. Williams?
You talking about,
The shut off?
yeah, what
Yes.
section?
I'm trying to find that.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was section 62.
62,
No fees.
It says page 9, section 62-372, item C. I believe that's what's in question.
When it was brought to us,
Section
Chair?
C, that is right. Section C, 62-361, rates and changes, charges. I see grace period is, grace is scratched out.
Through the chair,
Yes.
we do have our chief of staff that's here, that if there's a question for Councilwoman Williams or any of the other council members, I'm sure she can
Oh, okay.
maybe address and answer some questions.
Yes, okay.
Good evening. I think the question really was, after the introduction was done, Ms. Williams had a question that was not able to be addressed during that first meeting, and she had spoke with our Financial Services Department and Water Department, and had indicated that she was concerned over and I don't want to speak for you, Ms. Williams, but that
Yes.
water would be disconnected, and you were correct on the section, Ms. Webb, it is section 62-372. And really what that is relative to is if in fact they are unable to access that meter, and this language had been in existence in the ordinance, this wasn't anything new. Her concern was, again, I don't want to speak for you, Ms. Williams, but
Yes.
the overall, she was concerned over the water service being disconnected if in fact they did not make the meter accessible. So no other council members had expressed that concern, and we talked about that, and it was a
Yes.
suggestion that she bring that up tonight under discussion. I do want to point out, though, that they did change it to say 2 written notifications, and also that, when you think about that, our water bills are, quarterly, so there's quite a bit of notification time before that would be something that would occur. And staff did, after she had raised that question, they did contact several other municipalities to see how they were handling it. It is quite similar. Obviously, the last thing we ever want to do is shut somebody's water off, but in a situation where if they've done something to block those meters where they couldn't read it, then that would be, after they've done their notification process and due diligence, that would be the only other option, so.
If I could, what they've done in the past, and I don't know if it was in black and white, but after the third time, they would set you up to come read your meter. If you didn't appear the third time, then they would turn it off. Now, I don't,
So in the draft that you have in front of you, I apologize, Mr. Chair, the draft that you have in front of you, the items that were changed are redlined. So it's always been 2 attempts, 2 estimated billings is what they said, but they also included the language to include that written notification piece of it, so they did change that.
Yes, Mrs. Page?
So, sorry, my question is, all the meters now are on the outside, right? So they should be
No,
they're on the inside.
The inside now.
for water?
yes.
Mine is on the outside.
Right. They're in the process of changing those over right now. I think most of our residential homes are now complete.
So we're just talking about the ones on the inside, or if they block them on the outside?
If they were to block them somehow where they couldn't use those e-readers, I think was the concept, so.
Okay, and so if you're talking to billing, you're talking 6 months, which is
That would be
Really?
my understanding, yes.
that's a really
Yes,
long time to
yes.
give somebody an opportunity to move something that's blocking the water. So I
Exactly.
just want to make sure I understand, but that's correct, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But it was also having access to get inside their homes. It wasn't just blocking the meters. Remember, in case they needed to change the meters?
Right, so
That
when
was
they
my
did their
concern.
and they had done that program, the residential program, and we did have a couple situations, which one, of course, you were aware of. Unfortunately, when you're looking at that many homes across the community, we did have 1 or 2 where there was an error made, and they were corrected. And that doesn't, excuse that we made an error, but it did happen. And, but overall, the process went pretty smoothly, and we've really had no other concerns with it, so.
Okay.
Very good.
Any other questions from this?
That's it.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jim. So, Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
No?
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
6A3 for second reading and final adoption is the amended noxious weed ordinance, Chapter 34, Article 3, Sections 34 through 48 through 34-52. This amended ordinance was introduced at the council meeting of December 11th, 2017.
So moved for second reading, final adoption of amended noxious weed ordinance.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for second reading and final adoption of the amended noxious weed ordinance. Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Votes yes, motion approved.
6A4 is a study session request. The city treasurer, Stacy Page, is requesting a one-hour study session with the city council for Monday, January 8th, 2017, at 6:30 PM. And this is to view a presentation by DivDat Kiosk Network.
So moved for the meeting on January the 8th at 6:30 PM.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb, for a study session requested by our treasurer on January 8th, 2018 at 6:30. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Votes yes, motion approved.
And the last item under the clerk's report is 6A5, and this is also a study session request. And this is from the Director of Financial Services, Suzanne Marino, and she's requesting a one-hour study session with City Council also for Monday, January 8th, 2018, at 5:30 PM. And this is to present and discuss the annual financial report for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2017.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for a study session, open meeting request to present the June 30th, 2017 annual financial report on January 8th, 2018, at 5:30 PM.
I support that.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Tally, for our study session, open meeting request to present the June 30th, 2017 annual financial report on January the 8th, 2018 at 5:30 PM. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Tally,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Abdo.
Yes.
Votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. That concludes the clerk's report, and I want to wish everyone a happy new year and stay warm out there.
Thank you, thank you.
6B is the treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, clerk, deputy clerk, and audience. I do not have anything under my report, but I would like to wish everybody a happy new year as well. Stay safe and bundle up. It's cold out there. Thank you.
6C, boards and commissions report. The Romulus Officers Compensation Commission met on December 5th, 2017, for the purpose of reviewing the salary schedule of elected officials. The minutes are attached. In accordance with Division 4, Section 2-177 through 2-184, Local Officers Compensation Commission of the Romulus Code of Ordinances, the determination of this commission shall become effective 30 days following the filing of this report with the city clerk, unless sooner rejected by 2/3 vote of city council. And we do not have any members from the boards and commission this evening, so there was a issue with scheduling.
Did you have a question, Ms.
Yes.
Williams?
I recommend that we reject the compensation board recommendation.
We have discussion.
Any discussion?
You're making
Motion
a
on
motion.
the floor.
Are you making a motion or
She's
you just
making a
want?
motion.
I'm making a
Reject.
motion, yes.
She's making a motion to reject it.
Okay. Support.
Okay, it's been motioned by Ms. Williams and supported by Ms. Abdo
Yes.
to reject the compensation recommendation. Any other discussion? Yes.
Mr. Chair, I just want to also just share with the council is that the chairwoman of the Officers Compensation Board, Carol Bales, again, had apologized for not being able to be here and said that if council wanted to table it at some point to have discussion with them or ask questions, that they would be available at the next council meeting if you had questions that you wanted to ask the board. Just want to kind of, just under discussion, so that.
So you want to reconsider, or?
Well, I have a hard time with doing, I think this is out of line. I think it's like putting the cart before the horse.
Yes.
We're not even in budget hearings yet, and yet we're recommending a raise. I think that this should be done along with budget hearings. It should not be done before.
Ms.
Sorry, Councilwoman Abdul, the only issue with that is there's a time that charter allows that you have to have this done before the end of the year. So that's the only reason why it's done. And I hear what you're saying, a good point, but the only reason it's done at this time because the charter mandates that it's done during this period of time before the end of the year.
Doesn't the charter just mandate the meeting, though? It doesn't the charter mandates the meeting, not the
Right.
implementation. It just mandates that they meet. It doesn't mandate that we implement anything.
No, I'm just,
Yeah,
no,
well-
I understand. I'm just saying that this is why it's done during this time, and it's, past practice doesn't mean it can't
Mr.
be
Wa-
reconsidered.
Mr. Wadsworth?
If I could expand on this a little bit, first of all, I want to compliment the Compensation Board on the effort that they put into this. But it's all about perception, and since 2008, I'm still giving back 5% of my pay, or 4.9 now, I think it is. And we've asked the public for a millage for roads. The school's going to be coming up next year asking for millage, and it's hard for, not that these individuals don't deserve it, but, that's my comment.
Any other discussion? Williams?
Yes, and I just feel that in 2015, all elected officials received a raise, and I understand that the board, compensation board meet every 2 years, but yet and still we have to consider the funding of the city, the revenue. So, at this time, I just don't agree with their recommendations.
Any other, Ms. Webb?
Well, the only thing that I have to say in regards to the compensation board, first of all, they meet on odd years, and they supposedly do their jobs, but it's the fairness across the board, and I'd like to really discuss this with them, but as far as the clerk and the treasurer is concerned, their raises were not as fairly, the percentage was not as fairly presented to them in their last raise. So I think that the compensation board should be allowed to meet with us before we continue to discuss it, because I want to hear what they have to say before I vote on it. And I don't know, through the chair, if I may ask Ms. Clerk, would they be able to meet for 30 minutes, maybe one day this week, because the 31st is the end of 2017, and it's either 120 days or either 90 days after, the election, and that is per charter, so we're gonna have to get this done. We're either gonna have to vote for it or vote against it.
Through the chair?
Yes.
Well, you have 30 days before anything comes in, becomes effective, either word. So maybe, perhaps, we can contact the board and, because we'd have to post the meeting, if they met with all of you, it would have to be a special meeting, so you'd have to vote to schedule that special meeting to, to have a study session, to meet with the, the compensation board, in order for that to happen.
Mr. Barden?
Yes.
If I could, to the clerk, Ellen, we have until January the 27th to take action on this. This is the first time it's been presented to us.
Right.
And I'd be willing to meet with
filed.
the board, too. I have no problem.
I
The
would
date
like to
it's
meet with the
filed
board
is
as
Well,
December 11th.
they filed it with us on December the 11th.
But we didn't see it till the official meeting tonight.
Right, no, I totally
I think
understand.
now is when it starts to tick tonight on December 27th.
Ms. Roscoe?
I think it's only fair, especially to the compensation board and all the work that they do and research they do to come up with the conclusions that they do, to give them a chance to explain to us why and how they come up with the conclusions that they came up with before we just take a vote on it. And then I think we would all be able to better see where their viewpoints were. So I agree with postponing this until we have a chance to be able to speak to them directly.
Through the
Ms.
chair,
Abdo?
Go ahead. She was first. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say if the maker of the motion would rescind that and so we can table it, it's fine with me.
You want to rescind it, Ms. Williams?
It would just feel no
You're
action.
saying that we will be able to meet with the compensation board?
We're gonna set a meeting up.
Yes.
You just,
Rescind your vote.
Rescind.
and then-
Okay, I rescind the motion.
And then you go along with it, Ms. Abdo?
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate something that Mr. Wadsworth said. You know, I think we have to take a look at the big picture here. You know, we are talking about going for a millage, you know, on we did for the roads, we're talking about fire safety. People are not, it doesn't look good. We gave a raise 2 years ago, which was about 6% from what my math did. You know, and I don't know. I just think we have to look at the entire picture.
And, Mr. Chair, can I just chime in? And it's just my little 2 cents. And I agree with, you know, I think we do need more questions, but with also, and there is a lot on the table and a lot on the plate. But we have very hardworking elected officials in place, too, that work very hard. I mean, I just know the things, many things I attend and things I see them do. A lot of time, they're like 24/7 on call all day. I mean, my job stops at 6 o'clock. So I'm just saying, just my 2 cents. I mean, I'm good with postponing and get more questions, but I do want to put out there that we have very hardworking elected officials, mayors, treasurer, clerk, deputy clerk, and I just want to put that out there for the record.
And then, Mr. Barton, if I could,
Yes.
I don't think there's anybody up here that's questioning the ability of the
Yes.
treasurer or the clerk or the mayor, what they do in a city.
No.
So, I guess now we will, since the vote has been rescinded, so do we vote and set up a time for discussion?
You vote to rescind it
If I
first.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, you,
I'll
Yeah,
make a
we're gonna-
motion to set.
well, you never did take a roll call vote on it, so
To
it
rescind it.
dies, yeah, so
Okay.
it dies. There was no roll call
No vote,
vote.
no way.
So at this time, if I may suggest, through the chair, is that if you want to meet with the board, and it's still within that 30-day time frame, at the next council meeting, even though we're full, but at 5 o'clock, there's a slot open. That way, that would be a study session, an open meeting for you all to have that discussion, and then we would put this back on the agenda, you know, on the 8th, you know, move it, table it to the next meeting. That way, you would have time to answer your, you know, ask those questions with the board. We will call them and have them here, but you would have to adopt that resolution to set up that meeting, that special meeting for January the 8th at 5 o'clock. I know it's early. We're going to have to get some dinner or something for everybody, but
We
Steak
can
and eggs.
survive.
Steak and eggs. No.
I'll make that motion for the resolution to have the study session with the compensation board on January 8th at 5 PM.
Support.
Oh, January the 8th,
5 PM.
5. Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, for a study session, compensation board on January the 8th at 5 PM. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we will have a study session.
Okay, thank you, and then this will
Thank
be back on the next week's agenda. Okay, moving right along here. Number 7 is public comment, and this is a portion of the agenda for individuals that would like to address city council. If you would like to do so, please raise your hand, and when recognized by the chair, approach the podium and state your name and your address. Your remarks should be limited to 3 minutes, subject to being extended an additional 3 minutes by consent of the chair. There shall be no personal attacks. Remarks shall not contain any profanity, racial, ethnic, religious, sexual, or national origin slurs or overtones. Anyone making such remarks shall lose his or her right to address the city council. A response, if appropriate, will be provided under agenda item number 8, unfinished business, if the information is available at this time. Items that may require further investigation will receive a response at a later date. Mr. Chair, we do not have any written requests at this time.
Okay. Any comments from the audience? Yes, Mr. Davis.
Thank you, Dennis Davidson. Usually, you see me up on the screen speaking about all the things that are coming up. One of the events I wanted to explain was the Rotary New Year's Eve. So now I'm speaking as a Rotarian, not as a member of the mayor's staff. We unfortunately had to cancel that, and I want to say that for anybody watching that we're thinking about going to the New Year's Eve party at the Progressive Club. Unfortunately, we didn't get enough interest to really make it worthwhile to do this project. So I think we'll probably have to think of something else in order to help out this organization and keep it afloat. So once again, for anybody who was planning on being with us on New Year's Eve, I apologize. We had to cancel. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Any other comments from the audience? No other comments from the audience? Oh. Come to the audience.
Go to the podium.
Gotta go to the podium there.
Eric.
Eric Bradley. Most people on the bench know me. I've worked for all of you in the city election. A couple things. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. This is the last couple months of 2017 have been very epic. This has been enjoyable. It's a productive process. I'm all here to announce I will officially become a member of the Romulus Democrats Club next month. I'm planning to announce, I think that I will take it upon everyone's offer here to run 2021. I will definitely be here for that. Still continue to campaign for you. I kept all of your signs and literature. You're not going to need them back anytime soon, obviously. So you'll be back in 4 years. I just wanted to say thank you for letting us be a part of this process. Congratulations to everyone who got reelected and the 2 who got newly elected. And everybody have a safe and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was asking Barb. I thought this would be best saved for the end. I thought.
This is public comment.
No, yeah. That was it.
Okay.
That was it right. I'm good for you. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Any other public comments? Yes, Bob. Ray.
Good evening, Council, Madam Treasurer, Madam Clerk. I just want to thank everybody that helped make Wreaths Across America our second annual year, doing that huge success again this year. Our goal was to raise over 330 wreaths for our veterans we have at our cemetery. We exceeded that again, so good job, Romulus. Special thanks out to Comerica Bank. They were our lead corporate sponsor, and without them we wouldn't have had the success we had, but we were able to take our extra wreaths out to Battle Creek National Cemetery. Kevin Krause and myself went out there. They have 22,000 veterans buried there, and only received about 1,800 wreaths, so they were surprised to see a truckload of wreaths up from Romulus, and they were very grateful for our help. So good job to the city, and thanks for everybody who helped out with that event, made it a great success. Kevin and I keep working. We don't let any settle before we start our next project for the veterans, and we'll also be working closely with the Michigan Veterans Foundation, which is a veterans homeless shelter in Detroit. And they house them, and they are in desperate need of blankets, and we'll be doing a blanket drive very soon. So you'll see the flyers coming out. We've been working on those things. So save your lightly used blankets, any new blankets you want to buy, and help us out. We'll get last time we did this, we got 600 blankets for the veteran shelter. We helped them get through the winter, and we'll be doing it again this year. So hopefully we'll make it a good success again.
Ms. Page.
Mr. McCrady, I just want to say thank you for all your hard work. You're very active with the veterans, and Kevin as well. So thank you for all your hard work.
Thank
We
you.
do appreciate it.
Thank you. It's easy to do, just paying down our debt. Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no more comments, we close that part out, Madam Clerk.
Number 8 is unfinished business. Number 9 is new business. Number 10 is communication. Number 11 for approval is warrant 17-24.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to
Yes.
make a motion that we pay warrant 17-24 in the following amounts. General Fund, $97,772.56. Major Street Fund, $21,986.15. Local Street Fund, $6,899.30. Cable TV, $50.75. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $6,973.49. Oakwood SAD, $558.53. Garbage and Rubbish Collection, $624. CDBG, $1.13. Law Enforcement, $150. NARC Forfeiture State, $904.27. Library Fund, $7,345.79. DDA, $816.67. Tifa District 2, $159,302.52. Vining Road Extension E-Course Construction, $2,057,037.13. Water and Sewer Fund, $657,732.86. Motor Vehicle, $30,131.19. Technology Services, $6,488.12. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $163,805.82. Revolving Fund, $994.94. Current Tax, $12,000.99. Payroll Fund, $346,014.77. All funds totaling $3,577,591.98.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe,
Keep that.
to pay warrant number 17-24 for $3,577,590.98. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Warrant number 17-24 will be paid.
Number 12 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb, for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned.